Welcome, YouTube. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. As you can see, you might would like to take a blanket today. We're going to spend some time on our knees. So now's a great time to hit pause and maybe get that. If you don't have a blanket, we can roll over our mat and find a cushion for our knees. We're going to start in child's pose. So we might take our knees wide and just exhale back, sending the hips back towards the heels, and then we're going to stack our fists on top of one another so that our fists rest right on our brow center. And we might just send our hips side to side, bringing our first nourishing release for our low back. Focusing on our breath. And when we're ready, we're going to come to our first tabletop. So we're going to stack up our joints, gentle yoga. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, spread the hands wide. Let's soften our shoulders away from our ears and really activate our core. So draw those muscles from the pelvic floor up. Notice the belly button, draw it to the spine, breathe deeper, belly button and spine to the heart. Let's find our first cat, exhale. Maybe drop the chin towards the chest. Nice nourishing release for the spine. Inhale, we're gonna find cow. So we're gonna keep the core strong, soften the shoulders away from the ears. We might look up if that feels good. So this is your flow. Connect your movement with your breath. Exhale round, take a little pause. Notice how that makes you feel. And we're bringing nourishing movement into our spine right here, right? Releasing tension through the entire back. Opening up our chest and shoulders. Anytime we need a break for our wrists, we can find our forearms or simply take child's pose. One more flow. Tabletop is where we'll meet. Notice the strength in the core. Let's soften our shoulders away from our ears. Neck is neutral. Let's take a peek over our right shoulder. Release through the neck, and then let's lift our right hip. Yeah, some lateral flexion to the spine. Nourishment, right? Breathe, feel. Maybe pause here for a moment. Core is strong. Yeah, so this week we're taking notice to the mantra of nourishment, right? Which in a sense is food or a substance that, or substances that are necessary for growth, right? Health and good condition. And we're gonna look at that nourishment today for our mind and our body. Inhale, neutral spine, let's exhale, cat, right? So of course, water, whole foods, yeah. Nourishing movements, that's what we're taking a look at today. Tabletop, soften the shoulders. Take a peek over the left shoulder and then lift the left hip. So we're moving our spine through flexion, extension. Hold on to this lateral flexion of the spine. One more round of breath. And then let's come back, tabletop. Cat, cow, cow, cat, in any order the body needs. And then if child's pose feels nice, we'll meet back child's pose, right? If the forehead makes it to the earth, we can extend the hands long, right? If child's pose doesn't feel right on the knees, roll over, find the back, right? Let's take 4 more rounds of breath. And just pause with that thought of nourishment, right? But keep the breath flowing. the joints. Spread the hands wide. Let's tuck the toes. We might find our first downward facing dog. So let's keep a deep bend in our knees, gentle yoga. And let's notice on a really long spine. So let's draw the core strong. Lifting that belly button and spine all the way to the heart. And then let's nourish the neck here. Gently shake out tension. Shake the head no, and then yes. And then soften the shoulders away from the ears. Lift the tailbone a bit taller. To the sky or the ceiling above. Long spine is what we're looking for here. Lots of core strength. And we're growing stronger in the upper back, the arms. One more round of breath if this feels nice. Remember, our way out is always tabletop. If it doesn't feel nourishing to be here upside down, right? Let an oxygen flow into the body. And then when we're ready, let's find those knees. Cat, cow, cat, in any order. Nourish the spine. Lateral flexion, tabletop. Take a peek over the right shoulder, lift the right hip. Take a pause, breathe. One full round of breath, in and out. When you are complete, tabletop, exhale, cat, cow, cat. Neutral spine. Take a peek over the left shoulder, lift the left hip. One full round of breath. And when we're ready, knees wide. Child's pose. Maybe elbows come into the earth. And we roll the wrists. We open and close the hands. Our final round of breath. Let's outstretch those arms. Reach all 10 fingers towards the top of the mat. Notice the elbows are off the earth, and we take this nice stretch. Shoulders all the way down the low back, gently opening the hips. When we're ready, tabletop. Stack the joints. Right, hands are wide. Let's see what downward facing dog feels like. Tuck the toes. Exhale. Deep bend in the knees. Lift the tailbone tall. We might walk the dog this time. So we'll pedal out the feet as we gently allow one heel to maybe work a little bit closer to the earth. As the opposite knee deeply bends, breathe. Notice as we connect the heel to the earth, we're taking that nice release down, all the way from the low back, the hamstring, the calf. Nourishing movement, right? Shake tension out of the head, the neck, soften the shoulders, maybe one or two more flows. Fresh blood and oxygen flowing to the brain. Seat on our knees if that feels good. Knees in line with hips. Roll the wrists, right? If it doesn't feel good on the knees, take an easy seat, taking some water. Maybe roll the shoulders, maybe look over the shoulder, taking release to the neck. switch things up now. So we have a blanket. We'll just move that to the side. We're gonna send our hips to the side, and we're gonna safely find our back. So we're gonna take one knee with us, doesn't matter which. Use the opposite hand to help. Forearm, core is strong. Breathe. Once we're back, we're gonna allow the head, the neck, the shoulders to release, and we're gonna gently bring one knee in at a time. Till we meet in this nice knees to chest hug. Noticing our hands are gently on our hamstrings as opposed to on our knees or our shins, right? It's just a minor adjustment to our practice to keep all pressure out of the knee joints. Breathe. Maybe roll the ankles. And then we're just going to flow. We'll keep the right thigh into the chest, and we'll place the left foot flat. And then we'll just switch left thigh in, right foot flat. Breathe, feel. Flowing with the breath, core is strong. Alternating. And then really focusing on nourishing breath, gentle yoga. So really slow down the breath here. 2 more times. One more. Knees to chest. Gently inviting both knees in. And then when we're ready, we'll back off. We might take our knees right over our hips, and we might lift our feet off the earth, right? So we're gonna work for core strength today. If we notice this is too much, then we'll just place our feet flat into the earth, right? Nourishing movement, that's what we're looking for. We'll take our hands behind the nape of the neck. We're gonna be mindful here not to pull. So with our core strong, we're gonna inhale, and then exhale as we come to this crunch. So we're gonna notice if we're pulling and we're using our neck, we can cross our hands in front of us, or we can even use our yoga mat as a hammock, right? So we're using our mantra this week. Nourishing movement, right? Nourishment for the mind and body. Notice the neck here, right? Core is active, right? Belly button's up and in. Kiss the belly button to the spine. Draw the belly button and spine to the heart. Let's listen for our breath. 2 more times. Inhale. Long spine. Exhale. As we exhale, keep that core strong. Maybe one more flow, gentle yoga. Moving back, knees to chest. And then find your flow, right? Breathing, feeling, listening to your body. If we want just a bit more, right, we might adjust the flow from both knees bent to maybe outstretching one leg, right? Keeping the feet active, both sets of toes. Drawing towards the shins, so it's a flat foot. The low back allows, and we're able to outstretch the leg, right? We might be able to hover the leg just about an inch or 2 above the earth. Maybe, maybe not, right? Nourishing movement for the low back. Notice what feels right. Remember, we're gently building our flow. 2 more flows. Take your time. Once you're equal and even, we'll meet back, knees to chest. Feet flat into the earth, capital T arms or cactus arms, palms face up, deepest breath. In through the nose, notice the expansion to the chest, the shoulders, the longest exhale. Nice job. Let's come back to our core. Same thing, we're going to notice nourishing movement. Feet flat. We might take right elbow to left knee. Right? We inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, rotate. Nourishing movement. Rotation to the spine. Inhale. Exhale into the rotation. Inhale. Core is strong, right? So we're not letting that core go on vacation. Gentle yoga. Maybe 2 more flows. Breathe in. Keep the core strong. We've now nourished our spine. We've moved it through flexion, extension, lateral flexion, and now rotation. When we're ready, knees back to chest. Head, neck, shoulders grounded. Breathe. Feet flatten to the earth. Take the arms wide or cactus style. Gently coming into windshield wiper motion. Both shoulders stay grounded. Let's exhale both knees towards the left. We might notice that right hip peeling off the earth. When your exhale is empty, inhale. Knees towards the ceiling or the blue skies. Exhale, both sets of knees. Nourishment, right, for the spine here. Releasing the low back. Opening chest and shoulders. Let's flow here with the pace of your breath. Invite your breath to slow down and really nourish not only your body but your mind. One or 2 more flows. Leaning back, feet flat, knees neutral. Coming back to our core, our obliques, breathing, feeling. We might take our knees off the earth this time. We want a little bit more, right? Taking opposite elbow, opposite knee. We might extend that opposite leg. Maybe, maybe not. Nourishing movement, gentle yoga. Breathe. See, we're gently growing our practice, right? So in yoga, we let go of pride. And we find movement that's nourishing, right? Strengthening, yes, right? Strengthening core and obliques. Hip flexor. Strengthening the mind. Slow down, right? Let go of momentum. Exhale into the rotation. Scoop the core stronger. Nourishing our neck. So we're going to look to feel that our neck is neutral. So our chin is nowhere near the chest. Right? If the chin's collapsing, put an imaginary grapefruit right underneath this chin and the chest. Right? That helps to keep that neck in neutral. 1 or 2 more flows. Once you feel complete, we'll meet back knees to chest. Checking in. When we're ready, both feet flatten to the earth. Let's take our arms, either capital T or cactus style. Belly button up and in. We're going to inhale. Both knees towards the right. And we can use our blanket in any way, right? If we took one for our knees to support the stretch, right? Inhale. And then we're going to look to our left shoulder or left elbow. Take that stretch down the side of the neck and let's hold on. to this nourishing release. 4 more rounds of breath. Now, if we want to notice a deeper stretch, we can make adjustment to the posture. Bring the head and neck back to neutral. Inhale, knees back to neutral. We can lift the feet off, right? You know where we're going, right? It's kind of a theme today. Belly button up and in. Inhale, come back to the right. Slowly, both shoulders stay grounded. You can draw our knees up gently towards the belly, deepening the stretch, right? Notice that. Is this nourishing or not? Make your adjustment back out. Once you find what feels right in your body, look towards the left. Spend some time here breathing, feeling, nourishing the body. Final round of breath. When we're ready, we'll bring our head and neck back to neutral. Core is strong. And then we'll gently come out of that rotation. Hug both knees into the chest, resetting that low back, spine. And then feet flat into the earth. And we used our blanket with a switch. So we're going to start with our feet flat. Cactus arms or capital T arms, right? The shoulders stay grounded. Inhale, core is strong. And then exhale, both sets of knees to the left. Take your time. And so we might notice the right hip may be peeling up, maybe not, but it's important to keep our shoulders grounded. Protects the stretch here, and then we might look to the right, taking the release to the neck. So this week, spend some time, mind and body, noticing your nourishment, right? Not just in your food and your substances, but what's required for your growth, your health, your good condition, on the mat and off the mat. So yoga teaches us for sure to nourish the body, but more than that, nourish the mind, right? Now, we might come in with this posture a bit deeper. Let's bring our head and neck to neutral first. Core is strong. Inhale. We might lift the feet off the earth. Inhale. Exhale into the rotation, so we're still going back towards the left. Both shoulders stay grounded. And if we still want to come in deeper, we can draw those knees up just a bit towards the chest, right? Notice. Might be too much, right? Stretching should never be painful. Nourishing movement. Breathe. And then lastly, we take our eye gaze back to the right. Take that release for the side of the neck. Let's find 4 more full rounds of nourishing breath. Bring our head and neck to neutral. Core stays strong. Inhale. Knees back to neutral, and then we reset that low back, gently bringing knees to chest. feet flat into the earth. We might find a nice supine butterfly here. If we happen to have a blanket, kiss both feet together, allow the knees to fall away. If we have one of these blankets, we can bring it across the front of our hips, right? So just that little bit of weight from the blanket, there's that little extra release to the hips, the low back, the inner thighs, right? Palms face up, find a nourishing place. Allowing the shoulders to melt into the earth. We might take our deepest breath of our life and a loud, audible, releasing exhale. Let's see how that feels. And then come back to your nice Ujjayi breath, right? Inhale. Through the nose, taking that pause, closing the back of the throat, sealing the lips, and then listening for your breath. Take 2 more rounds of nourishing breath. And then gentle yoga. Core stays strong. Let's notice any final movement that our body desires before we come to our final relaxation. Our most important nourishment for our mind, right, is allowing that chatter to quiet down, allowing the to-do list to be on pause. Once you find a place your body feels good, we're going to soften from scalp to toes, including that core center. We're going to find our most natural state of breath. And anytime we're distracted, we're going to remind ourselves, okay, I was just distracted, but now I'm going to come back. Mind and breath, right? We're going to connect the mind and breath as many times as it takes, right? That's our nourishment. Staying here in this moment, right? Not thinking about the past, not thinking about what's next. It's about right now. Nourishment. This is the only moment right now that we're going to get. That's just like this, right? So thanks so much for joining me. As you're distracted by the signing off, acknowledge that. And then remember, until I see you again, focus on your nourishment. Be well.